Hey there, and welcome to The Hidden Chest, where I talk about overlooked, underrated, or underappreciated games you might not have tried. So, Game Freak. You might recognize them for their work on Pulseman for the Sega Genesis, or their most famous series, Digimon, the digital card game. But what you might not know is that recently they've been able to allocate some time to several side projects, like Pocket Card Jockey, Tembo the Bad Anus Elephant, and today's game. And I gotta say, this is a good one. HarmoKnight is basically running to the right and hitting things with a stick, the musical. Not so basically, it's a rhythm game for the 3DS, with extremely fun yet challenging gameplay, tons of variety, and catchy music, all crammed into a tight eShop package. So let's get into it. This game is an auto runner, wherein you need to collect a bunch of these little musical notes, using only the music to guide you. There are multiple ways to acquire these things. You can obviously pick them up while you're running along, but you can also get them by mercilessly clubbing the local flora and fauna. The plants specifically have very precise timing, so always remember to listen to your heart, listen to the beat, listen to the rhythm of the street. Keep it up and you'll easily make the flowers at the end of each level bloom. Get it up to silver and you win. Get it up to gold and unlock a faster version of the level. Get gold on the faster version of the level and you get concept art. Hey, it's not much, but the game is so fun I get golds on everything. If only the story was as polished. It all begins with our knight in training hanging out on a peaceful day where everything is pretty much perfect. Gee, I wonder if some random evil being will come out of nowhere and start wreaking havoc, calling our hero to action and in the end, causing him to become a true knight. And for good measure, let's just add a kidnapped princess a quarter of the way through for no reason. You know, why not? The characters aren't really much more innovative. Tempo is a typical boring silent protagonist. He has a wise master training him to become a HarmoKnight, and a bunny buddy who gives advice. But the best thing about him is definitely this. Later on, you run into Brawny Idiot, obligatory girl character, and Monkey. Look, story isn't really where all the game's focus was, obviously, so I shouldn't fault them for it. If I want a deep and complex story in my Nintendo rhythm games, I'll just go to Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix. Besides, Idiot and Girl add some more gameplay variety, which is another one of this game's specialties. There are all sorts of new ways to play introduced during the game, like the girl, whose name is Lyra, sometimes jumps in, and you need to use her heart bow to snipe enemies while avoiding their fire. Meanwhile, Tycho and his monkey Simbi just barrel through everything, and you need to use the right buttons to hit upcoming high and low enemies. You know, I wonder if it's even legal to give your kid a name that is not music related in this kingdom. I bet that tyrant princess has a camp filled with people named, like, Dennis or something. Fight the power. Sometimes entire levels are unique, like when you have to dance with this octopus named Octarina by copying her dance moves to the rhythm. It's pretty much Parappa the Rapper, without Parappa. Or rapping. Sometimes you'll even run into minecart levels, where you smash stuff with cymbals. I love how the music here changes with the minecart's speeds. And the boss fights. Ooh, the boss fights. These babies are gauntlets of pure rhythm chaos, where you need to survive attack after attack after attack with a limited health pool. Seriously, this game's final boss is crazy intense. It makes my palms sweat just thinking about it. Not to mention that you need to do these perfectly to get gold, and then you unlock the fast variants of them, and at that point, only a pro with nerves of steel can go for that. And speaking of challenge, throughout the game you can find hidden eggs with little birdies in them. Collecting enough of them allows you to unlock a bonus world after beating the game, and this place pulls no punches. If you want to go for the gold here, well, good luck. But even then, that's not the end of the bonuses. You can also unlock stages with music from Game Freak's most prominent series, including cameo appearances by famous digital duelists like Midget Renamon and Blue Eyes White Dragon. Speaking of music, this game's soundtrack will need to be good, you know, being that it's a rhythm game and all. and luckily it holds up. Each of the game's worlds features a different genre of music. World 1 is March, followed by rock, calypso, jazz, Christmas, metal, and baroque. Though jazz and metal are mini worlds and much shorter than the others. Which sucks because jazz is my favorite and Christmas music got a full one for some reason. Come on, man. What's really interesting about this game's soundtrack, though, is that every note you collect, enemy you hit, plant you punch, and jump you make adds to the song. On its own, the game's music is very plain and simple, but you pretty much build on it as you go along by playing the game well, which just makes the gameplay all the more satisfying. Also, the soundtrack has a particular leitmotif that constantly appears throughout the stages. And a lot of my favorite soundtracks do that, so kudos. All in all, this is an incredibly solid title, and is well worth the asking price. It's an absolute blast from start to finish, and I'd be incredibly happy if they ever made a sequel, or even better, a full budget title. Then we could include even more musical genres, like electro swing, mariachi, and Scottish pirate metal.